Welcome to the Scene Snobs podcast.
Welcome to the Scene Snobs podcast, everybody. It is Tuesday night. I hope you're feeling all right. That's what it's all about. 7 o'clock Eastern every Tuesday night. You join in with the Scene Snobs podcast. We are doing it, and we're thrilling it. Producer Paul's in the back. He's going to be coming out in just a few, but I want to talk to you guys for a few. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on in the world. I know. And I take on the responsibility of this channel and our mission to be entertaining. You know, we've always tried to be a means of entertainment through all of it. You know, many different things that have happened. We try to jump on, we try to entertain, just to keep people's minds off, or maybe just be some source of joy in a moment where it's really tough. And we do that in the good times too. I realize sometimes I go off politically. I do. And I'm not going to tonight. I don't think I'm not, because this isn't a political statement in any way, shape, or form. And if you guys are ready to hit that button to X out, promise you, I think you'll agree with me. Doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on. I'm making a plea to all presidential candidates right now in this election year. I am not asking for anything political. I'm not asking for anything. I mean, I'd love something. Not going there. Not doing it. Not going to do it. But I'm going to say this. Please, and I think I speak for every red-blooded American dog lover, never let anyone who has murdered a dog or more, say or more, let's add that, into any type of position of power, which has already been broken, as we've seen. But please, not in the White House. No people who kill dogs. No, not in that way. Not in the way of the person I'm talking. So I'm not getting political, but I do love dogs. I do love cats. And I do love all of our furry little friends and our fishies and stuff like that. So I just wanted to put that out there. That is my PSA of the moment to get started before I bring Paul in. But let me bring on producer Paul now. He's here and he's the man. What's up, buddy?
Not much, Mick. I actually have a PSA for you as well, because I know you always speak very highly of New Jersey, but I found out something interesting this past weekend. New Jersey does not have a state song, and they're the only one out of all the USA that decided not to have a state song. So what's up with that?
Well, it doesn't have a state song. It has two. There's two state songs for sure. Yeah. Born to Run by the Boss and Living on a Prayer by Bon fucking Jovi. That's okay. and you have to listen to them while standing at attention. Not saluting or putting your hand on your heart or anything, but just like rocking out. Like those are anthems, man.
Okay.
That's how you win wars, by listening to those two songs.
Okay.
I don't know why you're here to hurt me. Listen.
I just want everyone to know, because I was curious, and I'm always trying to find things to debunk the greatness of New Jersey.
There's
the
no
dumpster
state
fire
song.
It actually is. There's none.
Who picks these? Where are these people that pick these things? I want to pick these things. And all right, what do I choose?
While you're thinking about it, I also want to state to all of our audience members, I'm not saying that any of the Bible Belt songs are good. Like, we need to renew our state songs, because they are pretty not graceful about the racism in them. But at least we have one.
Let's go through. I want to go through each, and that's going to be where we start tonight. That's going to be our topic tonight. State songs, list of the fact that they're all right. Alabama. The song is by a composer, lyricist Julia S. Tutwiler. Alaska's Flag is the name of the song for Alaska. No wonder New Jersey opted out. They probably wouldn't let them have anything good.
They didn't know how to sing about trash.
Arizona has Arizona by Rex Allen and Rex Allen Jr. and the Arizona March song. I don't think you should be able to. Oh God, Arkansas tripled down on that. They have 5. Arkansas by Eva Ware Barnett. Arkansas, you run deep in me.
I did. Like I said, I'm not saying others are better. I'm just stating. God damn it.
Listen, I am not putting down the great state of Arkansas or any of those states. Like there are some wonderfully true. I've met people from Arkansas. I've met people from all over. So I'm not putting down the state. That's a hell of a song title. So by today's standards, I'm sure it was picked in 1987. It was. I don't know about you. The state historic song is Arkansas Traveler. There's another one called Oh Arkansas. Hold on, I can't see this. I gotta put my all right. California says "I Love You, California" by Abraham. No, there's no way. The California state song is "I Love You, California" by Abraham F. Frankenstein. Was the composer, and the lyricist was F.B. Silverwood. Now I realize I said the F.B. Silverwood as importantly as I said the Abraham F. Frankenstein, and that was for Silverwood's his purposes. But Abraham F. Frankenstein is the greatest name. Is Frankenstein a real name?
Apparently.
I love this. Colorado. I'm only in the C's. Let's do it. Where the by the way, this is not where I thought this was going. Colorado, where the combines grow. Oh, Columbines grow. I don't. That was picked in 1950. Oh, they repicked one in 2007. Okay, and it was actually makes sense. Rocky Mountain High, John Denver. It's a great pick.
Yeah,
that's a good replace. I'm not laughing at that. I'm still laughing at fucking. I saw you run deep in me. It popped right up. Like it's like I looked up. And it's like the glasses made me see him better. I don't know.
There you go.
Visual effects.
There you go.
All right. Connecticut is Yankee Doodle, which makes sense. Then there's Beautiful Connecticut Waltz. It's the second state. We don't have any, and they have 4?
That's what I'm saying, Mick.
Jesus.
Bad.
And then they have State Cantata. What's a cantata? Is that a song? I don't know.
Celebration, I thought. I assume it's Spanish. I don't know.
It says the Nutmeg. It's picked in 2003. That's I can't put that in Connecticut. That's Casey's where he's from. So I'm not gonna make fun of Connecticut, but it is fitting that the state polka is ballroom polka. It fits.
Polka. Yeah.
Hey, polka.
Delaware. Watch Home Alone.
I do too. Delaware is our Delaware. It's Florida. This debacle is going to be enjoying. The official state song is "Old Folks at Home."
Yeah, it makes sense. Is it a song or is it just noises of them just being like, like just trying to get up out there? Does it sound like life alerts going off?
So when was it picked? So it was original lyrics from 1935, but it was revised in 2008. So I guess it was adopted in 1935. Man, they really went all in on old people. They were like, this is our retirement community. Official poem is "I Am Florida." Okay, that's cool. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, that's cool that they have an official poem. I'm cool with that. What's the difference between official song and state anthem? State anthem is Florida, where the sawgrass meets the sky, where the bath salts meet the sky. And anybody who fucking shits on me for making fun of Florida, I lived in Florida for years, so leave me alone. Georgia on my mind for Georgia, yeah. Hawaii, Pano, Idaho. We have Idaho. That's like the most boring song title I've ever heard. Illinois is just straight up. Illinois is just like Illinois is naming their songs Illinois. Indiana. How is Indiana not picked a Michael Jackson song? On the banks of the Wabash, far away. Cool. Iowa, the song of Iowa. The official companion state song is "Make Me a World in Iowa." Isn't that where your family's from, right?
Yeah, that's where.
Oh, okay, I've seen some of those pictures then.
Okoboji, Iowa.
Oh,
University.
I have. I've seen some of those pictures. Iowa is a lot more beautiful than my state map allows me to. Kansas is home on the range. That makes sense. Official state march is the Kansas March. Official march is Here's Kansas. What the fuck is different? I'm out. Kentucky, my old Kentucky home. Makes sense. Bluegrass song is "Blue Moon of Kentucky." Why not just make one the song? Louisiana, "You Are My Sunshine." That's a good one. State march, Louisiana, "My Home Sweet Home." That's actually a good tune. I don't mind the marches as much because I do miss them. Like I used to really love marching bands. I realize this is boring, but I don't give a fuck. I'm in. Once you strap in with me, you got to take the ride. And you know what? Let's make it a little more interesting. Every time I call out a state, you tell me what song you think their song is.
Oh shit.
The state cultural song is "Southern Nights." The state environmental song is "The Gifts of Earth." Why do we keep doing this? Maine. What do you think their song is?
Where the ticks are pleasantful and the oceans are bitter.
Why do you hate Maine so much?
Because that's the
Is
only
it a real
place I've
song?
gone outside. No, I've gone outside out there to smoke a cigarette and covered in ticks. And I was like, what the fuck is
The
this?
fuck? I don't know.
And then when I was up there in York, Maine in July, mind you. So I'm used to our North Carolinian oceans, okay? So everyone's not hopping in. They're like, oh, it's cold. I'm like, yeah, bullshit. Hop in there. First off, when I stand up, rocks. The fuck kind of ocean is this with rocks? Bullshit. And it was like 58 degrees in that ocean. No, sir. That was bullshit. I immediately walked out. I was like, nope. Like, why do you even vacation?
Maine's not for swimming.
Yeah, but they have vacation homes. They're all huge houses and expensive living. I'm like, for what? For the cold? Fuck off.
Well, their state song is State of Maine, and their state ballad is the Ballad of the 20th Maine.
Boo.
Maryland, do you know Maryland?
Couldn't even think of one for Maryland. I don't know. Journey.
Neither could they, because there's none.
Oh.
There's no state. And then Massachusetts stepped it up. They're like, any states that don't have any, we've got you covered, because there's like 40 of them. But yeah, Maryland has none. If you were going to do one, maybe do one from Tupac. I mean, there's a lot of musical legends that came out of Baltimore. Hammerjacks alone. Like, I don't know. We'll circle back on that one. Let's go to Massachusetts. I'm just reading these off quick. State anthem. All hail to Massachusetts. It's not God. It's not God. Why are we hailing it?
It's close. You got Boston. Boston strong, son.
Get the fuck out of here. State folk song, Massachusetts. State ceremonial march, the road to Boston.
Goddamn right.
Just pick shipping up to Boston. Just pick that as your song. State patriotic song. I guarantee nobody in Boston knows any of these. They have a polka song. They have a state. They have a state. They have a bird. They have a state glee club song.
Fuck yes.
And it is the great state of Massachusetts.
Love it.
And then they have a state. What's the fucking difference? The state patriotic song.
Yes,
Isn't the whole point of it would be patriotic to the state?
There's a patriotic to the nation.
Well, it says Massachusetts. No, it's the state patriot. First of all, the state anthem is All Hail Massachusetts. Then the state ode is Ode to Massachusetts. The state ceremonial march is The Road to Boston. The state folk song is Massachusetts. And now the patriotic song is Massachusetts because of your land is free. Because of you, our land is free. So
boom.
So I'm not, I mean, again, met a lot of great people from Massachusetts. I'm not putting Massachusetts down.
Mm-hmm.
But is it just that every time there's a song made with the word Massachusetts in it, you just add on another state song? Are you just collecting state songs? Can I write a song about Massachusetts?
Yes.
And become a state, have it become a state song?
Yeah, why not? Just throw Tom Brady in there at some point. Good to go. Gold.
Michigan, an official state song, My Michigan, as written by Dan and Tim. Minnesota, Hail Minnesota, another one. Mississippi, or one Mississippi. Again, so many.
Like one Mississippi, two Mississippi.
Missouri, the Missouri Waltz. Montana is Montana. Nebraska is beautiful Nebraska. Nevada, home means. This is why New Jersey doesn't fucking have one, because we don't care about this shit. Wait, whoa, no. Oh, I'm in a different state. What is it about the New England that's just like we're going in on all the songs? Because I got to Nevada, they have home means Nevada, and then you have New Hampshire with like 8 songs. The official is Old New Hampshire. Then they have another official called Live Free or Die.
Yeah, that's on their license plates.
No, I mean, I get where it comes from. My problem is, what are you doing? Like, why do you
riding with seatbelts?
Like, why do you have to have 2 official state songs? First of all, one of those official state songs, when it was made an official state song in 1949, and then again in 1977, how does that work? How do you reinstitute a state song? And then again 40 years later and they got the next one, and then they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 8 honorary songs. All of them have New Hampshire except for one that says The Old Man in the Mountain. I'm out. New Jersey definitely has a state fucking song. It is I'm going Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi.
I don't think you can just decide one.
I can decide anytime I want. I can decide anytime. I'm putting it on Twitter. That means it's real. Right. I'm going to put it on Twitter right now.
That's fair.
The state song of New Jersey is Living on a Prayer.
Love it.
Make it official.
I'm gonna like that tweet in a little bit.
Make it official at New Jersey. Why wouldn't you? Why in all that time Was everybody just kind of like, I don't know what's going on?
Because they're like, are we even a state? That's why.
I don't even think they have an official Twitter. There's just a whole bunch of shit. I don't even live there anymore. I don't know why I'm so in tune with all this, but I did it. Go support that tweet. Let's make it happen. Living on a prayer. All right, I'm done with this list. I don't even care. Well, I guess some people want to know what their songs are. You want to know North Carolina, right?
No, it's Darius. It's Darius Rucker. It's good old wagon wheel.
No, it's not.
What you say?
No, it's not.
I don't give a shit what you got to say.
State. Oh, new developments. Were they a part of the North back in the day? We don't know. You gotta get rid of that rebel.
I mean, they were North Carolina, not South, so I could see it.
Hey, you know what that means? The old North State. You know what that means? Fighting for the North. I love it.
Yep.
And I know many North Carolinas get really mad at me, and I love you. I do. I'm fucking with him more than anything. And the North Dakota hymn. Ohio, beautiful Ohio. Have they been to Cleveland?
Because they don't have a pandemic of drugs up there.
How is the state song? How is the state song of New York not either New York, New York,
right,
or the Alicia Keys song in New York? Like those are the only two.
What is it
that are acceptable in my opinion?
I agree.
Those are the only two, and the Jay-Z version maybe not, because we don't know what the fuck's going on. So let's not make that so right now. Let's see what happens. Let's hold that for the future. All right, the rest of this just kind of is like, South Carolina was straight up like Carolina. They win.
They forgot they were South. Idiots.
The state song of Rhode Island is Rhode Island. It's for me. Yeah, that one guy who sang the song, that's who it's for. The whole state. How's Oklahoma's song not Oklahoma? Oh, it is. Okay.
You judged them so hard.
Ohio. Okay. I understand. I don't understand the geographical reasoning for this song, but Ohio has a song. It's an official rock song called "Hang On, Sloopy."
I love that song
from 1985. Is it real?
Hang on, Sloopy. Sloopy, hang on.
Is that the song?
Yeah.
Why is that the Ohio song? Are they from Ohio? And yeah,
maybe.
Then all right. But then my Bon Jovi theory holds weight. So shut up.
But it's not factual. It ain't on Google yet. It's got to be on Google.
Oh, no. It's right here in my mind. It's a state song. That's what it's going to be forever. What's Texas? Texas is straight up. Texas is like, we had it since 1929. Go fuck yourself.
It's got to be that Stars at Night or Big and Bright, right?
No, it's Texas or Texas, which they'll never make it anything. And I get that. I do. Again, Texas gets a bad rap. It is a beautiful place. And I met many good people from Texas.
Best food. Get barbecue and Mexican down there.
It's really good food, but they definitely have
barbecue
top flight. Well, here's the thing. So when I'm talking best food, now you brought me on a whole new train. A whole different outfit. People are waiting for our found footage.
Yeah.
Real quick, when I'm talking about food, I'm in terms of like area. It's the genre or whatever of you want to call it of food that's in that area. So yeah, Tex-Mex is top 5, top 3, easy. Probably even number 2, but it's so hard because like I love burgers so fucking much. I love mozzarella steak. I love Americana food. Okay. That's why I look the way I do. And you go to the gym, so there you go.
I still eat the same. That's why I still look the same. I just look like dried Play-Doh. That's all I look like now. I'm just not moist Play-Doh. It's just dried Play-Doh. Still Play-Doh.
You don't look like relax there. Let's get into the main topic though, because I am excited for this one because you this kind of birthed from you came along with this one, and we were talking found footage.
Yes.
And I wanted to talk about the different types of found footage that we really like. We drill down when it comes to horror, especially. But found footage, by the way, isn't just a horror genre, but primarily. So I wanted to take the time to think about it and look at it from the perspective of, can we break down found footage? Have we gotten to a point with found footage, the genre in a whole, can have its own subgenres?
Yeah.
There's precedent. There's other genres that do that. So I'd love to hear your take on it, especially considering this like idea came from you.
So I think, the one that we're most familiar with is always going to be first person found footage. Typically that's how it goes, but a lot of times they'll mix up sometimes surveillance type footage or even stuff from news. If you think of Day of the Dead, a lot of it's clips from news stations covering things. So I'd say news footage. Sometimes you get mockumentaries or documentary type styles. So I think there are. Go ahead.
No. Please finish your thought. I was going to add to it, but I can.
But I think, like I said, I think the one everyone's most familiar with is always going to be first person perspective. And I think that's why I kind of enjoyed Late Night with the Devil that we reviewed last week so much, is because I think that was the first kind of almost fully documentary style horror movie that I think was done correct. So it was different enough where, I wasn't necessarily putting myself into camera guy's angle the whole time. Like I was just involved in everything. And I really thought they did it right with doing kind of a different style, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not against what you're saying. I do agree. Late Night with the Devil did it really well, but you brought up a good point when we were talking about Late Night for the Devil, was that, is it documentary or is it more archival footage?
Right.
And yes, you can use archival footage in documentary and associate it in some way, but documentary style of filmmaking is so different. Like I wouldn't even call all of found footage. I wouldn't call all those movies found footage even, because if you think about it, found footage is found footage. Like, we associate it with POV, but technically Friday the 13th was a POV.
Yeah.
Maniac, the remake especially, was all POV, right? So like, where in the to me, it's like, where does that go?
Right.
Like, if a POV, should we call it, or do we just call them POV movies? Now, would you consider them the same?
I almost wouldn't, because then you'd have to call movies like The Host or Unfriended or things like that. You'd have to just straight up just call them only POVs. And I think they're kind of still a different category, just because it's different cameras with different people individually being filmed, but it's not just straight POV. So I feel like you'd have to differentiate somehow.
And that's, it's funny you mention that, because I would count them under the found footage blanket. But if you really dig into it too, but you're right, like you almost want to call that Zoom footage. Like if you're going to a subgenre, because it's like a whole new thing. Those movies are really only existing in the last 5 or 6 years.
Right.
When was it really tried? Like I think they're succeeding where fear.com failed.
Right. Yeah.
And that's a deep cut for anybody who not traditional horror fans, but I do I think found footage became hugely boasted after, of course, the Blair Witch Project.
Yes,
fantastic. But where does that movie work? I like the movie, don't get me wrong. As a movie, I've always liked that movie. I can watch it and I can enjoy it, so I'm not taking away from it. And I don't want to pull away from anything. And I know there's some controversy going on with the movie right now, but it was only found footage. Of course they filmed it as found footage, but what really sealed that deal, I think, in my opinion, was the marketing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's nothing about that movie. If you take away the internet marketing and everything they did, that movie's not doing as well.
No, yeah. And I think that's why it succeeded so much in the time, because their marketing team did it right, to where news stations were covering it, thinking those kids were actually missing. They didn't know at first. It just tells the times that the internet was just so kind of new to everyone that, there wasn't easy communication. So they saw those flyers up at a lot of those colleges saying, oh, these teens are missing. They're like, oh, we got a news story. So half of their marketing was almost done free of charge, just by people covering stories that they didn't realize just yet that weren't factual. And I commend them. Whoever was in charge of that marketing meeting or in charge of that team, they did a phenomenal job. I hope they got a fat paycheck. I hope, kudos to them, because I can't imagine. And I almost wonder if they had, if you took the marketing out of it, would that movie have done anything?
I think no, it wouldn't be as big and blown up as it was. It was the marketing that really did that. That was the force. But that's not. But it was the marketing supported a good movie, in my opinion. I know a lot of people are back and forth. I maintain that's it's really well done. And if they didn't have the marketing to blow up the way they did, I think this could have went one of two ways. It was either going to blow up the way it did and create what it created, or it was going to be an underground cult hit. People find the website, start watching the movie, and they're like, holy shit, is this real? This is something you would have found on tape, maybe DVD, in the horror section. Mm-hmm. And anyone who found it would have been like, this is the greatest fucking movie of all time. Either way, in fact, honestly, I think you would have had more people revering it if it was underground.
Okay, I got you.
Which,
I could see that.
That would be an interesting topic to talk about, because like to me that's a big, like, what makes a movie memorable. And I really do think like a lot of that, how did it make you feel in the moment at the time? Like the nostalgia is always what's playing in so much in my opinion. But like that one was one where, yeah, like I agree with you. Like that and Paranormal Activity they were the two that got it best out of the marketing in the found footage world.
Absolutely.
But even then, there's a lot of stuff that just doesn't.
They played to the times too, because I will say, especially with Paranormal Activity, I thought it was smart as hell when they used security cameras as a lot of the footage angles for things. You know, granted they did use cameras, but for a lot of it, for the different rooms and areas, like a lot of people, especially during the time the first one came out, we didn't have all Ring cameras and things of that nature, but a lot of people had ADT or a lot of those big name systems, so they're used to watching those. So I think it definitely makes more of an impact or makes more memorable if you can attach yourself to it, at a certain time where you're like, oh, I've watched that. Like, oh, that'd be scary if I saw this happening on my cameras when I'm going over them.
Yeah. And one thing I really liked about that, I mean, but even then, like Paranormal Activity, that only worked because of the time.
Yeah.
Filmmaking was a little more prevalent. Cameras were smaller and people were picking them up left and right. Especially handy cam, stuff like that. Security cams were like a new fad, especially because they had been around, but like this is really where they were getting good and more digital. So, or like at least digital. So yeah, that I think those are two products. Like the marketing worked because of the time that it hit, right? It just really, like, those are two, like, and I can't wait to see what the next one is, because and it's not just found footage that has this. There's a phenomenon around movies that maybe down the line, like, they're not as beloved, but at the time they made a dent. That's in everything. Friends and Fight Club, is one I can think of, or stuff like that. So yeah, found footage though, like when I think about like the subgenres that go into it, there's so many that are being explored because you have to kind of redo it, because you're never going to catch that magic of found footage again.
Right.
So, but maybe Late Night for the Devil.
Yeah.
It's like the next one. I like that archival footage, as you called it.
Yeah.
We should piece together some ideas for names for subgenres. Just for our own shits and giggles.
Absolutely. I'd be game with that. It'd be fun going back through all the found footage movies I've seen and being like, all right, you're here. Like 90% this. All right, you're this.
Where would you put the Poughkeepsie tapes?
I'd put that straight POV. Just
but it is footage. He's filming everything. So it's like, see what I mean though? Like, it like, because like if you count the marketing that went into Blair Witch for the effect of it being found footage, you have to count, like, in my opinion, you have to count that when you're talking about movies like that, where you're just like, but it is found footage, even though it fits more of a POV style of filmmaking. And that's where you're mixing those genres. And I think that hurts movies. I think that hurts, like, because Poughkeepsie Tapes wasn't bad. It was a little brutal. Like, I didn't love it, but like it's not bad though.
That's funny that you brought that up, because I've tried making friends watch it and they're like, I've never heard of it, I don't want to watch it. So it's interesting, because that's one I was seeking after for years, because it was supposed to come out and then it didn't come out on time, then it went straight to DVD, and I was like, oh, okay.
The trailer made me do it.
Yeah, I wanted that perspective, and that's why I look forward to, I forget what the new film is called, where it's from the killer's perspective, and it almost looks kind of like a Friday 13th, but almost kind of esque, but it's from the killer's perspective. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I cannot think of the name of the movie. It's a newer one coming out. Yeah,
and I have high expectations for it, because I was like, oh, it's all filmed from the killer's perspective. I was like, this will be a lot of fun.
It should. I cannot think of the name of it, but for the life of me, like, it looks like, I saw the poster for it, because it's like a dude who looks like Jason Voorhees from behind, standing by a lake.
Yeah.
So, and it's got a cool title to it too. I want to see that as well. That got me too. Like, it was funny because like our buddy Sturdy doesn't watch trailers, and sometimes I'm a little envious of him.
Right.
I got to tell you, I still think horror trailers do it, where they suck me in. Dramas, sometimes. Horror trailers, comedy trailers don't do it for me. I'll check it out. If it if I'm grooving with, like, I should have went into Ricky's Nicky Blind.
Why? It was so good.
That trailer. I saw that trailer and I'm like, this is fucking terrible, and it's gonna be terrible. And I watched it and it was terrible. That's why.
It was amazing.
You are the worst. at this. I don't know why you keep saying these terrible, terrible things.
Man,
Stop saying Ricky Stenicki was good. You're not going to sell anybody
it
on
was
it.
so good. It was so good, you guys. Don't. It's okay. He hates. No, he doesn't hate Joy. That's a lie. But it was.
Joy. I love Joy. That movie
I
sucked.
know.
No, that's not true. I want to go back and watch my full review. John Cena was pretty fucking dope. I'll say that. All right. Talked enough about found footage. Let's talk about some movies. We're going to review these bad boys tonight. Hope you guys will join in for that because we're going to be talking Argylle and Challengers. And I think we're going to go with Argylle first. And this is going to be an interesting one. So Paul and I have been matching every week.
Yeah.
In our ratings of movies. We've been pretty spot on, and we are not this week.
Oh,
we're not in certain areas, certain respects. So Argylle, the story of a fictional super agent written by a young woman named Ellie Conway, played by Bryce Dallas Howard. She gets roped into the world of espionage through Sam Rockwell's agent character, who they have a very tenuous relationship, if you will. And as you go on, more and more starts to unfold. It's an action adventure of very imaginative levels. And I got to tell you, check it out for yourselves. That's all I'm going to say on that. But we're going to get into our reviews now. There will be some spoilers to these reviews. So if you guys are in it to win it, stay with us. If not, take off. Come back later. Let us know what you think in the comments. We love you, but I get it. But spoilers are coming. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. There you go. And I didn't put anything up on the screen, so get over it, people. Still gave you seconds. Still
right.
Argylle wanted to like this movie. Could not bring myself to like this movie.
Huh. Okay.
I didn't hate it. There's a lot of points I give to it. Anytime Sam Rockwell was on the screen, chewed up every bit of scene he was in, which he does with everything. If Sam Rockwell's in it, it gets an automatic point because you're going to have a great performance from Sam Rockwell, right? And he's almost as good enough an actor to get 2 points, but I couldn't do it with this. Every actor in this I respect and I like. I like Bryce Dallas Howard. She's a great actor. She's proving herself to be a great director, like her dad. Probably, honestly, maybe better. In some respects, in her look and visual style. I don't know what happened with this movie. I like Matt Reeves. I love the director Matt Reeves. I love the Kingsman. Every Kingsman I've enjoyed. This movie, I'm going to perpetuate, and that's why I'm not letting you talk yet. It's because I have to perpetuate a conspiracy theory, and I don't want you roped up in it because it could get me killed. And I think we all know who's going to kill me if somebody kills me. So not you. So we get to a point where I truly think that this movie was an idea for Taylor Swift to try and get her into a franchise of films. I truly think this was the way for Taylor Swift to get into it. And then she would have played and now this is a conspiracy theory. It's a total rumor. I cannot, she said, I didn't think she wrote it or anything. I think the studio wanted something written that added every element of who Taylor Swift is, right? Come on, tell me there's not. And I'm not against it, but it just wasn't, the movie didn't land. It was too long. There's a lot of aspects to it that just really pulled out, which Paul is going to cover in just a moment. I need to get through my conspiracy theory first. I truly think they wrote this movie. They even went to Matt Reeves and was like, she'll respect you. She likes filmmaking. You're a good director. Can you make this movie happen so we can try and get her on board, write a script? And I think they did that. He put everything that Taylor Swift loves in it. And with a love story and everything, because that could have been good, but again, it was too long and drawn out, in my opinion. Sat her down at the table. She looked at the script and said, I love it. My friend Bryce is going to be great in the role. And listen, Bryce Dallas Howard, that's a great actor. So I'm not mad at any time she's in anything. But this story was too messy. It was too choppy. It was too long in areas. There's too many twists and turns all throughout where they were really like, I wrote a movie I wrote a short film in college called One Odd Man Out. Well, a better writer wrote a better version of that movie. So, and I'll give that to him. And then I rewrote it in some aspects to change the ending because it was on the fly sort of stuff. So I did it poorly, and there was like not 50, but there was like 14 twists in that fucking short film. And now I maintain I was a jackass. And that's why I point this out for two reasons. For any filmmakers watching, I know I was a jackass and I know I wrote shit. Stop looking back on all your old shit as it was great. Realize your potential and that you're getting better. Because I do realize I got better and I learned from experiences. But writing 14 twists in any goddamn movie, especially short, is a terrible one. But in this movie is almost 3 hours long, and there's so many goddamn twists I couldn't keep up anymore. And then like double crosses or this or that and the other thing. There's so many. And poor Paul's head is about to explode because he just wants to talk about this so he can get past it and yell at me about challengers. But I'm saying this movie didn't work. But all of the elements of the movie did. Cinematography was good. The visual effects were great. Cinematography was great. Visual effects were great. There's a lot of really good elements about this, but the story was just not good. It was a lot of little stories all in one with twists and turns. I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to let my good friend producer Paul take over. What'd you think about this movie?
I'll make it short and sweet. Good. No. Actually, I did enjoy it. I thought it was better than I expected. It kind of reminded me too much of Night and Day, honestly. Which I did enjoy, but I was kind of like, it just felt too much like that. But I love, like you said, Sam Rockwell. Man, he's great. I loved him in everything he's been in. I thought, like I said, I thought it was a little better than I expected. I enjoyed that they did tie it into the Kingsman. I wasn't expecting all that amidst all the other twists. I didn't see that coming.
Didn't. I really wish they didn't. See, that was it. But I don't mean to cut you off, but because that's a spoiler, I do want to point out to everybody that's a spoiler. And it looks like they're going to try and stretch these movies out more, but as the actual Argylle.
Right.
Doesn't seem like, I don't know if they're going to go with everybody, but I think this was like the kickoff franchise for Argylle. So in my mind, in my conspiracy theory, the Dua Lipa role and the Ellie Conway role were both written for Taylor Swift.
Yeah. I can see it. I'm on board with your conspiracy.
Everything. So that's that. And again, I'm not against it. I think she's I listened to Fortnite right before the show started. That was part of my energized up thing. But like, so no shitting on anyone. Mm-hmm. This movie did not live up to what it should. Sorry, I'm gonna shut up.
No, you're good. I will say, however, I felt like this was like, once I realized it was part of the Kingsman universe, let's say, I really feel like this was just a cheap stab at a PG-13 version, just a lesser version of Kingsman to kind of reach a bigger crowd so that younger kids could see it, because it wasn't filled with all the cursing or all the blood or killings. But I was impressed by what it was, because I expected it to be really bad. And it wasn't the worst. Like, I don't regret seeing it.
This is the Kingsman for women.
There you go. That makes sense.
If we're being real on, like, because and it's not just that. Like, I've talked to other women about the Kingsman who liked it, or like it's just a little bit too much. But to me, this is the Kingsman for women, where the Kingsman's very sensational and overblown, right?
Right.
I think they did it here. Oh, you know what? Maybe that might go up a point. I might have talked myself up a point in this movie.
Because they
at
did
least
a different aspect.
At least half a point. Now that I'm thinking about it from this perspective, because there's nothing different about any of the overblown shit that we see in like Kingsman or other movies like that.
True.
So what am I bitching and moaning about? No, fuck that. I can give this. So you want to give a rating?
Yeah,
you keep talking, keep going.
No. That's all I had to say about Argylle. Honestly,
you gave it a 2.5, and I gave it a 2, but now I'm giving it a 3.
Hell yeah!
I talked myself into it. I'm giving it a 3. I'm gonna and for me 3 is go check it out. See what you
right.
Do that with any rating I give. Do that with any rating. Don't let anybody tell you not to go see something. That's bullshit. But because I'm as many people as I know that have been touched by movies that I'm just like, really? Tough. That's a tough thing to come by. That's not one I would agree with, but like, listen, it's to each his own. But right. I think for me, this is gonna be a 3. Like, go check this out, see what you think. Because I did like every aspect from the filmmaking side, but the story was just too overblown. But it's not more overblown than fucking Sudden Death with Jean-Claude Van Damme. And there's an actual love story to that. I will maintain, and we'll get to this next week, Boy Kill World is a better story than this, though.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's get to our next one, Paul's favorite movie of the year. We have wildly different approaches on this one.
Yes.
Challengers.
Yes.
Challengers. This is going to be interesting.
I went
into this movie. So this is the movie of Zendaya stars in the movie, and there's 2 guys. I don't know all their names. I'm not 100% sure I got all of their names in the movie. She's first off, I'm going to say her performance is fantastic. She gives an amazing performance in this, and there's not a bad performance in it, but she shines above everyone else. Like I don't know if they did that by design or she got this role, or she doesn't really have to audition, I'm sure, but she was offered this role and it was just like she was just ahead of everyone. So I got to give it to Zendaya. She's a great actor. This is the story of her as an up and coming tennis like phenom, like a straight up star in tennis, and she's aggressive, she's very competitive. And then there's two best friends who are up and coming like tennis stars themselves, phenoms, but they're doing doubles, but they're also doing singles. The whole movie is told behind the backdrop of them meeting 13 years later in a big tournament. Finally for the championship, big tournament, going back and forth with each other. And you start off at this point, and Zendaya is right in the middle. It's beautiful imagery. I gotta give it to the cinematography of this. It's beautiful imagery because they play it up a lot in the movie and it works. And she is right in the middle, looking amazing. And that is a point of this. I'm not just commenting on her as her looks. Her look and style is a part of her character. So I want to point that out. So like her being there, everything is decisive and calculated to how she does things. So as you can see, I'm praising this movie quite a bit. But the whole movie is told between the backdrop of these two former best friends who now hate each other. One completely down on his luck. One who's considered like at the top of his game, or no, he's not at the top of his game during this movie. He's kind of fallen, but at one point he was sold at the top of the game. So they're going neck and neck, back and forth. They both need this win. They loved each other. They were best friends, super loyal, and she came between them, and she did hard. But it was natural the way they played this and how things transpired. I liked it. I liked how everybody played off of it. The ending was unsuspected, but I really enjoyed it. Zendaya shines all the way throughout. If she was nominated for this, I would not be upset, but it is not a movie worth nominating. But if she got nominated, that would be one where I'd be like, I get that. She did a great job in this movie. That is what the movie is about. Cinematography is great. The acting's really good. Again, not perfect like this. The other actors who, again, I don't know them that well. They might be up and coming TV stars or up and coming film stars that I just am not aware of at the moment. Both like them, and we'll keep an eye out for them. So everybody was good, but there's few things about this movie that kind of threw me off a little bit. Pacing was a little off, which was funny because it's a tennis movie, but it was certain flashback type pacing where I'm like, I just don't think you needed that. It didn't really help anything. That's just scrutinizing. But overall, I thought it was pretty good drama. I thought it was a well done competitive war type story in a sports setting, and I enjoyed it. I'm going to shut up because I keep talking a lot again. Paul, please. I know you had a very different reaction. What you got for me? I'm going to shut up though.
Let me Paul explain something to you guys real quick. Let me tell you why this movie sucked.
You can't steal my thing.
So first off, I was upset because it portrayed itself as a sports movie with underlying drama. The trailer built it that way. It seemed like the drama was kind of second nature. The drama is the fucking movie. So if you go in there thinking you're getting a tennis movie or a sports movie, you're fucking wrong. It's not going to be that. There's no conclusion. There's no, somebody wins at the end. It's great. It's all up to your imagination, which is bullshit. Zendaya, I will say her acting was great, and I did enjoy the cinematography. That's why I got the stars that it did. Past that, there was so much that wasn't needed. There was two groups of sorority girls behind us. They only came here because they thought Zendaya was going to be on screen having a threesome with those two dudes. That is sad.
I loved how that turned out.
But that's sad that you came to a movie just for that. That's what I'm saying. If that's the crowd they got, or all the money they got was from sorority girls thinking that's what they were getting, that's
I got to be honest. If I and no, I'm cutting you off, and I'm sorry. And anybody who hates me doing that, Paul, please. We are. He knows who I am. So, that's what I liked. I liked how it turned out in the movie.
Right.
That's so to go back to our found footage from, if you're listening to this as a clip in our podcast, we're talking about found footage. So please check that out. But in the found footage conversation, to me, it's similar here. Whereas the marketing really helped those two movies and put them above so much more. To this, I would say the marketing diminished this movie. If it didn't do well, which I don't know for sure, I should check that out before I talk about it in any way, shape, or form. See how much it actually made. But if it did diminish in any way, it didn't do well. Honestly, it's got a great rating on both. I think it's a great movie. I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes; they suck. But it is not for kids. There's sexual themes to it, but it's not overly sexual like the trailer makes it out to be. And I think that hurt it a lot.
Right. And I could see that. I think another problem, like people in my parents' demographic, they wanted to see this just because they thought it was a tennis movie. And I think that's where I don't like that you portrayed it as one thing that it's absolutely not, because I think if this wasn't a formal sports tennis movie that just had underlying drama, it would have been okay. But the fact that you made it seem like that's what it was and it's not, I can't imagine how many theaters had to deal with angry patrons coming out being like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, I didn't pay to watch this. And like I said, I just didn't care for all the back and forth, because it's just a girl comes in, pits two best friends against each other, sleeps with one, dates him, leaves him, directly goes to his other best friend, cheats on him.
You are really leaving out significant reasons for those things.
Is there a big reason? I
there
mean,
are like
I don't even see why
was really shitty to her. Like, he really was. She was determined.
But that's sports people. I know very competitive people that are up there, and that's 100% how they are. They will cut you out if you're not keeping up. Keep up.
But what I'm saying to you is, like, so all she did was exactly the realistic thing that you would say a sports person would do. And she went to the next guy who was like determined as well.
Right.
Like, but that dude floated around. Like, this other guy was like, I'm taking the same thing. Like, he's pushing. She sees him pushing in school. And like, she fell for that. And like, they became friends, and she fell for, like, to me, it wasn't like I fucked him. You know, I was fucking this one guy and now I'm going to move over to the next. Like, she was pitting them against each other, but because they were both vying for her. That was a power move, in my opinion, when she did that to him during the threesome scene, where it wasn't an actual threesome.
Right.
Like, that was a power move for her to be like, you're coming after me, but I'll just put you against each other if you're doing that.
Right.
You know, I fucking appreciated how that all went down. So, like, I'm not diminishing what you say, but like, to me, I don't want to take away from the story, though. There were clear reasons, and I want people to go see it and like think of it for themselves. I respect your opinion on it.
I just didn't see a point in this movie. I won't ever watch this again.
That's it. Listen, man, I get it.
That's just because like I said, I thought it was going to be a good sports movie, and I love Zendaya, and I still loved her performance in this. I'm not saying she was bad, but like I said, my ratings is only for her and cinematography, because I did think the camera angles were fun. I did like the tennis angles where they did it from the ball going back and forth. I thought that was cool. As that last fuck you, I like that he put the ball to the middle of the racket to let his friend know that he had just fucked her or had fucked her. I thought that was pretty fun to get him pumped in the end. So like that part, you know, I was kind of like, haha, like, okay. And they both acknowledge it, but I still don't like that they didn't clearly decide who the winner would be.
That's it. You're the competitive one that wanted the winner, and you didn't get a winner in it
because it's a sports movie. You got it.
They all won.
No,
that was the point. The whole war. The war. Oh, no way! I'm going to argue this one.
No, there's no clear. There's no clear.
There's got to be more beauty to a movie than a sports movie has to have a clear winner. That's not
because
the case.
Even the love story. She couldn't.
No. I talk all the time.
When he said, "Do you still love him?" She couldn't even answer that. So the fact that she couldn't, on a drama level, couldn't even give a clear answer. Competitively, there was no clear answer. It's up to you.
She was driven. She is like, I get why she didn't have a clear answer. She didn't have the answer. I liked what was going on with it. Like, she played that well. I do amend one thing I said earlier, which is not an Oscar worthy movie. This is, or any award worthy. It absolutely is for editing. The editing in this is fucking phenomenal. And then, like I said, I liked all aspects with the editing. The editing might be better than Zendaya, and she was like my top reason for like the performance. So yeah, I got to disagree with you. I respectfully disagree with you on this. I think this movie was really well told. I do see your point about it. You know, when you're looking for a sports movie, but really, no sports movie is ever about the sport. In fact,
true.
Like, We Are Marshall was kind of all about the sport, and that one wasn't that good. You know, like, so you're right. Like, if you are going to see a movie about tennis, maybe pick out a movie where they're about a tennis star. This is a straight up drama. This is not a sports movie. And I just really enjoyed it. I thought this was really well done. I gave it a 3.5, and Paul gave it a 1.5. As you can see during our argument, during this argument, we completely disagreed, and that's okay, because that's perfectly fine. Just like if you disagree with me or you disagree with Paul, what do you think? Sound off in the comments. Well, let's finish.
Let us.
No. You get your ass in there. What are you?
No. I was just saying, I'm really curious in the comments. Like, I'd love to see where. Like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm one of the few that was like, you shit on. I'm just curious.
I don't think either one of us are wrong.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes and the audience score rated it way higher than I gave it. So,
or maybe you're
maybe
wrong.
I'm off. Yeah. I'm the problem.
What? Maybe you're wrong. Let's get some Mick's movie pick for this week. It's from 1938. If you guys had a chance to go check out the classic Snobs film history movie from last week, then you know what this is. I don't always pick that, but The Adventures of Robin Hood, starring Errol Flynn from 1938. Still, in my opinion, one of the best versions of on-screen Robin Hood ever. It's a great tale, great acted, great action, the whole nine. Go check it out. Technicolor really pops in this movie. I absolutely love it. Really fun performances in it too. Basil Rathbone plays the sheriff. Errol Flynn popping, and if you don't know him, he played Sherlock Holmes in the early Sherlock Holmes movies. He did a very great job in that. But yeah, go check this movie out. I really liked it. I think you guys will too. And before we get going, I want to let you guys know we are doing a Casters for a Cause charity script read again on May 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern here on the Scene Snobs channel. And it's going to be sponsored by Carolina Fear Fest, and all proceeds are going to Haunters Against Hate. It's a great organization that is helping kids in the LGBTQ plus community. And yeah, I just absolutely love this organization, and I'm happy to be doing this with them. I want to thank you, Paul. I want to thank you for being here. Joining me on this journey. We're going to have a great time. We're coming up on Carolina Fear Fest. Get your tickets. 5 years of fear. Yes. Hopefully we'll see you there. It's going to be a fun, peaceful weekend. We all want to go. We just want to have a great time. We want to watch, watch some fun movies at the film festival, watch some fun panels, go talk to some awesome vendors. Celebrities are going to be there. They're going to have shows up. They have the Saturday night party. They have a ton of stuff going on. I'll be working. This man will be working, but we're going to be working to entertain you. So come check it out. Be a part of it. Have fun with it. And just join in. Now, Paul, before I continue, you want to say anything, my friend?
Yeah, you guys, it's warming up right now, so find an excuse to be outside with your family, whether it be Pokemon Go or just going for a walk. Do something outside because it's perfect weather right now.
And listen to one of our awesome podcasts while you do it. It'll be a great time.
Absolutely.
And guys, thank you so much. If you are interested in like any type of merch that we have, go to snobsmerch.com. Use snobs as your promo code for 10% off your order. Love to have you come out, check out some of these great designs that we have. We got the logo, but we have tons of movie and TV show designs going on as well. And we're going to be having a catalog come out pretty soon. Also, go check out the Patreon and the Discord. Love to have you. Come be a part of the conversation in the Snob Nation. We love it. The Discord is a lot of fun. You can join up there, talk about it anytime. It's down in the link tree. Join up on the Patreon. There's a free tier, but if you want to support, we truly appreciate it. All goes back into making the channel as entertaining and fun as possible. But we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. And until next time, I'm Mick Manhattan. That's producer Paul. We appreciate you guys being here. And remember to be kind, stay classy, take care of yourselves because that's important. Bye.